This is J-Man from MusicMarauders.com here with my new friend and one of my musical idols, Mr. Mr. Bernie Worrell. No idols, come on.
No, I'll show about how many idols before me. That's from the man.
I got you.
I don't like the idol thing.
You don't like the idol thing? Well, I'll tell you what.
Nobody should be.
Scratch the idol thing. This is the guy who can play piano and keys really well. How about that?
I don't want to be an idol.
Well, you know what?
I know I am, man.
If you create a language of music, it might happen.
Yeah.
People might idolize you. All right, well, you're a founding member of Parliament Funkadelic. You played with the Talking Heads. You're a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Can you talk about the struggle to maintain popularity and how it is that Bernie Worrell is playing bars and clubs after everything you've written and done?
That's the way God's my high power.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is. As far as popularity, I didn't think of being popular.
Mm-hmm.
All I know, I was gifted. Started playing when I was 3.5 years old.
Yep.
First concert at 4. It's a gift that was given to me, and I was sent to teach and to heal. Music heals.
Mm-hmm.
Make people happy. Make you sad.
So for you, it wasn't a matter of popularity.
Popular. I wanted to be popular with my cohorts,
Mm-hmm.
like in grammar school and high school, because I was brought up real strict. And I wasn't allowed to go out and play in the street with those hooligans, I used to say. So therefore, when I got to college, I went
nuts.
away from home.
Well,
I'll show you, I'm free. Because I like people. I'm an only child. I always wanted brothers and sisters.
mm-hmm.
So it's by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I like people around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Was it ever?
So maybe being popular that way.
Sure. That brings people around. I mean,
Yeah.
was it ever about being popular for you? I mean, even in the early
No.
days with Parliament and whatnot. I mean, was it work?
No, I just do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. We didn't even know that. I didn't know Flashlight was going to be a hit. George, we didn't. We just would play and pay bills,
Mm-hmm. It's about the music. You're musicians. All right.
And so we weren't thinking about, getting a hit, go in the studio, record.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened, and and then that was a revelation.
Yeah, I would assume so. That's a big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah. I mean, you guys
But I
came out
didn't
with
think
several
about being
hits.
popular. I don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah. So you focused on the music. If you could change one decision that you've made regarding your career, what would it be?
To have somebody there to say don't sign those papers,
Mm-hmm.
turn my publishing over. But I was tricked into it, and then my name was forged.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing. Everything else is cool.
Yeah. So just better management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides having someone there that could
Somebody to deal with the business, I'm sure.
a warning,
Yeah. Yeah.
or someone like a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have that. George, he was raised in the streets when he knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Even before Funkadelic became popular, he's with Motown, so he learned the hard way.
Definitely. It happened to a lot of musicians in that time period.
It's not just me. Yes.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, I just found out, or not just found out, Billy Joel's publishing of his older stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's still owed money, and his he doesn't have all his publishing. Michael Lang, who does Woodstock.
Right.
It's
It's a
crazy,
mess.
man. It's
Yeah, I
it's
understand.
not right.
It's not right.
You always just have to have faith in it. That's leaving God's hands.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Can you talk about your time in Detroit with Parliament? And a little bit about that time period and what was going through the band?
It was, well, I was always, I call myself the nerd because I was in between. The Parliaments were older and in my age, and Funkadelic musicians were the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all good Parliament guys. Maybe two or three of them would hit little acid, smoke. George didn't drink at all.
But there, I'm sure there were other substances for George.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody knows that story, so
Sure.
that's his thing. But he's like Keith. George has never been sick.
Wow. Yep.
Drinks prune juice. Prune juice cleans you out. He's never been sick for honestly.
That's wild.
Uh,
So in Detroit
so,
at that time.
but now Funkadelic, they were all on that down shit, heroin.
Oh, really?
And I
Downers?
had to go heroin.
Heroin specifically. I see.
Yeah. And I was a band leader, and I had to go through. I've seen the needles and stuff. And, I hate that shit.
It's a horrible scene.
And
It's not.
I went through a lot with that.
Did you ever use heroin yourself personally, or is that anything you've experienced? No. So you had to watch the others though going through that.
Right, because I like up. I don't like down except Quaaludes.
Yep.
See, my thing is, I would always do half. You know, when I did acid, which was only about, let's say, rounded off 5 times through the years, do half of it. Because I've always cognizant of, I don't know, that
You don't want to get
protective measure.
sure. You don't want to get
Like
thrown
even
too
lube.
deep into an acid trip, do that.
Well, mescaline, that's another thing. That's cool. That's light. Plus the Indians use it, and it can be spiritual.
Right.
Or just MDA, they call it ecstasy now. I haven't. The shit nowadays, see, back in the day, shit was pure and not tampered with by man. The MDA.
It's
It's good, plus ain't nobody killing nobody. It's a love thing, man.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
and then you.
Do you think that the use of substances like MDA or MDMA or LSD are productive?
Yeah.
You think they're productive musically or just spiritually, or what do you?
Well, both. It depends on the person. Man, there's no two people alike.
Right.
So that depends on how your psyche is and how it affects you. What might be negative to one is positive to somebody else.
Absolutely.
You ain't got the same makeup, so what affects you might be negative to you, but me, right?
Could be great.
What's the problem?
Yeah. Right.
Or vice versa.
Right.
I will say if you overdo anything, but then who was it? Nostradamus and those guys. Who's to say? No human can judge. My belief, only God can judge. You can't judge me, and I can't. I don't like judging people.
Sure.
Because God made all of us. So
Yeah. That's
how I feel about that.
yeah. Can you talk about some of your own experiences and struggles and with drugs and drug use and substance abuse specifically, and what
Well,
you?
I've never struggled with it. I'm going to take to me, cocaine, whatnot. Again, I've had my share. But like I said, I was a nerd. Never did I tried freebase. No effect on me. I thank God.
Yeah.
I said, well, what are you supposed to feel? Maybe tried it, I'd say 3 times. That's before the crack stuff, and I didn't mess with none of that.
Right.
I was always wary, and I would always do half. If I had a gram, I'd do half of it and save it for later so I could get up in the morning, to get the plane or get on the bus.
Yeah.
And I liked it because to me, it opens me up, and I'm ready to go. Business, fresh,
Mhm.
giving orders when
Yeah. Absolutely.
okay, now sexual thing,
Yeah.
that's all part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So you haven't really
so
had
I'm
that struggle.
having struggle with drugs,
Okay.
alcohol, drugs.
So how about alcohol?
See, cocaine is from a plant. Herb is from a plant.
Right.
So that's the first thing that hits me. It's a plant.
Mhm.
So if someone overdoes, you should not hate needles.
It's not
You shouldn't-
natural at all. There's nothing natural about that kind of intravenous use.
So I always had a thing about that. What I would do is halfway through the show, I'm talking about the big arenas,
Mm-hmm.
I take halfway to 3/4 way through the show, even off. By the time you hit the dressing room and get to the hotel, straight and get to sleep.
Yeah.
And so that's how I would use
I see.
stuff.
What about
Now,
alcohol?
alcohol, that got out of hand because of resentments
Mm-hmm.
and after finding out how I was beat.
No. Is that something you turned to?
Then, yeah, use it as a crutch to not want to face it
Mm-hmm.
or hurt, to erase or fight back.
Right.
Because I'm a small guy and
Where are you now with that? With drinking? Do you drink anymore, or is this something you put behind you?
I've had my slips, but
Mm-hmm.
what I would do, just do little airport bottles. And when my nerves jump, it's always a nervous thing too. I used to have to take
Just to take the edge off.
Now I'm talking about the grammar school.
Mm.
Estee neurophosphates. It was prescribed by a doctor.
Okay.
It's a tonic, not a
Interesting.
tonic, too.
Huh.
Because I had to stick with this, I used to do this all the time.
I see.
When I was younger, before college. So, after I was in recovery, I did good. And then something, trigger, something
Sure.
triggered at the house. And I would get an airport bottle. I could, no more than two. Sometimes only one, just to take the little edge off, because I had to smoke, take the edge off. And then good for a week,
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks, or until another trigger came.
Right.
So that was my thing. Now I'm off of the little airport bottles. I wouldn't drink to get drunk,
Mm-hmm.
but I would get
Just had a little.
a little,
Yeah.
because I see the kids, I see people drunk all the time, and I don't even know what a fifth is, or a fifth or a pint, half a pint.
Right.
So far it's been a while now. Stop the airport bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the house and
Sure.
then I instead of
So you
trying
use it.
to defend myself or
Yeah.
whatever, I just don't say nothing. Go outside.
Bottle it up.
Meditate.
Yeah.
I pray all day long, and I just ask my higher power.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish you
But it's
the best of luck with your
Pain in the
ongoing
ass.
battle with any kind of
Yeah.
issues you have regarding substances and stuff.
I haven't been coking. Not saying I wouldn't take a hit or something, but
But it's not
I-
something you
I-
turn to.
no, and like even the counselors in rehab,
Mm-hmm.
even Judy said, there's not a problem with that. You won't stop grasping, I ain't stopping smoking. Because I would hear from the other side, that's big business too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't go there because in the I'm a rebel mind anyway. some laws are made to be broken.
Sure. That's one of them. Right. Well, and it's
And
changing.
check the
though,
government
too.
out.
It's changing.
Oh,
though,
and
too.
check the government out. So how you gonna tell we the people? You gonna tell me when you're doing? So I'm getting calm down.
You created a musical.
See, that shit brings back. You get mad all over again
Yeah.
with the injustice.
You're passionate about it. I mean, and
You know,
there's a lot of injustice going on, and that's
Worldwide.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely. You created a musical language, paving the way for countless
I did.
musicians. Come on.
No, but see, I don't think see, that's what said that. I never thought.
Who was doing
That's
what
all
you
I-
did before you did it?
Huh?
Who was doing what you did before you were doing it?
Mozart was doing something.
Mozart was using the Moog and
I don't know, but everybody
Right.
does it in their way. They create it.
sure.
Every artist.
But your
Everybody-
contribution can't go unrecognized, is my point. And where I'm going with this question is, your sound has been influential in sculpting the current sound in music that we hear today. Can you talk about creating that sound and making what I view as one of the biggest innovative leaps in music in the 20th century? I mean, I know you want to deny it, and
Okay,
I know you're humble.
I was
But-
born with perfect pitch. Given that gift, besides being able to play anything I hear,
Mm-hmm.
or if you do hit something, I can tell you the pitch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my thing is, I deal with sound. From the sound, I get whatever it is that comes to me, and then I create from the sound of it. Might be a baby's cry. Deal with sound.
Right.
A cat, a howl, a scream, a moan.
Do you think in notes?
I hear pitches, yes.
So it's you're hearing, you know what the notes are specifically as far as the lettering of the notes. You know
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I can tell you what. Yeah. So you got the pitch.
Mhm.
Plus you can manipulate
Sure.
with oscillators and whatnot. Now that's just synthesizers. Organ, I can play. My other gift is the ability to mix music. I can play one song, and in that one song would be a Jewish chant. Go from that into reggae, into a Catholic Gregorian, into jazz idiom, into classical in one song.
Right.
Because my thing was, I was trained classically, and then after college, and the way they put classical music on the pedestal,
Mm-hmm.
I put that shit down. Because nothing is above nothing, everything is equal. So that was my way of
Yeah.
saying, what are you talking about? Well, classical music, you be hardy motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this shit, even scale. Everything is related. That's how I hear it.
And you've done
Everything is related. It's how you hear it.
right. And you've crossed all the genres that you just named. I mean,
Yeah, I like to do that. Put cartoon music in the middle of a classical piece. That's
It
fun.
seems to work when you do it,
That's
exactly.
fun. That's fun, and people smile.
yeah.
You know, all stiff and shit.
Then they go dun 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 dun. Yeah.
And I play also Sly and the Family Stone. My lady. Next, or
Sure. Something familiar.
Jingle Bells,
Right.
whatever comes to mind.
Right. Yeah. Of all the keyboards and organs and keys you play, what's your favorite and why?
There is no favorite. Like people say, oh, you're the best. There is no best. God is the best. I'll take one of the best and one of my favorites. There's no favorite because each one serves a different purpose. Excuse me, I like different food.
So
Each one, I like the Hammond.
yeah.
I like the clavinet.
Mhm.
I like Wurlitzers.
Mm-hmm.
I like,
Moog.
of course, yeah. Moog, Baby Grand.
Sure.
Depends on, see, each thing has a different touch too. I like the touch and feel.
Mm-hmm.
So sound, touch, different vibe. That's what makes whatever it is come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can play the same song on Hammond that'll come out one way, play the same song on Baby Grand, you have a different feel. Same song on a Worrell suit, you have a different feel. Same song on a synth, different feel.
Alright. So it's all
And
situational.
universal.
Yeah. If you were to assemble a group of musicians, regardless of cost or availability, who would it be in your dream band?
Jimi Hendrix, Oscar Peterson,
Oh, that's great. So you're talking.
Frank Sinatra,
Okay.
Nat King Cole.
What about on drums?
What's his name? The jazz drummer.
Jack DeJohnette?
But there's so many. No, Art Blakey
Art Blakey, of course.
and Ginger, but Ginger, you talking about wild man.
So most of the people you just named are jazz musicians, or of that general end of the scene.
Santana.
Okay.
You want more than one group.
Yeah, that's one.
Because
Okay.
I like everything.
Yeah. Can you
I
talk?
can't be started stick with one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like partnership that's only one partner. Okay, yeah, that's cool, but that's just that.
Right.
I have to create that. I have to feel, touch stuff
Mm-hmm.
to create something, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the more
You know what I'm
different
trying to
people,
say? You
the
know,
different people you're playing with, I'm sure it challenges you in different ways also.
yes, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing, challenge. I never thought it as a challenge. I just do.
Yeah. Well, it's for some
Probably I
people.
don't
For some people, it's
like
easier than
challenge.
others.
I don't want to be challenged.
Uh-huh. You just do
I
what
don't
you do.
challenge me. But I just do. And
Yeah.
I want to do well. I guess I do challenge myself because I say I can't play. I'm not a jazz player because I can't play like Herbie Hancock or Oscar. That's how I keep myself. I said, man, talk about I'm a jazz player. Listen, Chick Corea in it. That's jazz.
You're doing jazz standards now, though, aren't you? I hear you're going to.
People say I can play it. Yeah, it's just something in me.
Uh-huh.
But it looks like playing jazz when you got Herbie, you got Chick.
But it's interesting to hear your take. So as somebody who comes from a little bit different background than a guy like Chick or Herbie. It's interesting to hear your take on some of those
That's
things.
just how I do. I don't know what it is. I shy away from it.
But you're going to.
I don't want to do. I want to be right. So I know somebody else can. That is come up. Miles Davis was gonna. He told me one time. Well, I didn't know it. Somebody told me Miles was looking for me. This is when I was a P-Funk. And I said, well, really, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Then Miles told me himself.
I can't even imagine how that
Right.
Right? Can you talk about some of your current projects right now? We've got Social Librium, there's Wes and Worrell, and you're doing Bernie Worrell Jazz Standards also, right?
It's crowded.
It's crowded, yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of work.
Remembering like it.
Are you going to be doing different dates with different bands, or is that how you're
Yes,
just going to
that's-
switch it up?
I think that's her plan.
Okay. Her plan. Her as in Judy?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
it.
The manager.
Yes.
Well, cool.
There's a Western Worrell CD. Just mastered it.
Mhm.
That's as soon as she can get in on iTunes and
Mhm.
all that stuff. I don't keep up with this. I can't sit. I'm not going to sit in front of a computer all day long.
You're trying to play music, I know.
I'm sit there.
See, that's what I do. I sit in front of the computer and I look just like that, just like you did.
Can't.
I mean, you're a musician, though. You know, that's what you're here to do, play music.
Plus, I'll sit in front of keyboard or a synth. Mess fiddle with it. So I get bored quick. Then I got to get up and get away from it.
Yeah.
Then I'll come back to it. Can't sit.
Can't sit in this too.
Sit with arthritis hits in and make me sit. I can't move like I used to.
This is actually my last question for you, Bernie. Do you feel that you've gotten the credit that you deserve for your contributions to music?
I'd rather have the money or more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about that. Judy and people, other people, they talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go there. I know who I am. I know what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about myself. Every now and then, lately, I've said, "Hey, you the bad motherfucker." So, but this is the flashlight. I don't play none of the old stuff. Somebody else plays it.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it on the radio. Just say, I did that. I do. That's done. Finished with that. I'm over here now.
Yeah.
Something else.
Well,
Plus, I can't hear Maggie Brain. That'll make me cry.
Mm-hmm.
There are memories and
Sure.
stuff. I won't let it get to be the soft spot.
Mm-hmm.
Or I won't say, you did good. Now, lately though, I've been saying, yeah, you're okay, buddy. But usually I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
That's up to y'all people.
Well,
I know what I do it.
Yeah.
I thank God that I'm still able to do it because
Yeah.
they're getting in the other frame of mind. Steve was the other frame of mind. If I was had no frame of mind, I said I wouldn't give a shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing this with
Because
me
it's
today.
a gift. That's what I do. I'm the talk. I like to react.
Right.
I need people that be down to earth.
But at the same token, don't you think you should be recognized for the things that you've done?
Well,
And-
I have been.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, how much, I don't know. I don't control that. I ain't in control of that.
Right.
I don't really care.
Uh-huh.
Someone be paid for what I do, then I can do what I want.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody jack. Okay. I don't like a lot of conversation either. Somebody. Okay, enough. Cool.
mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can I go for it now?
Well, so you get a lot of attention face to face.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
and people come up. I know what I've done, and I was sent to do that.
Mm-hmm.
People come up to me, yesterday or even now, just the last few years. I saw you when I was 18, or I was with my father, and my parents turned me on, and you changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
You did it, and if it wasn't for you, and I still come to like that, and I appreciate that.
Sure.
And I told them, thank you. That's what I was sent to do. And thank you. And I helped. That commercial. So that's that gets me. That feel good.
Yeah.
They're still doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you're still doing it. You're still playing the music, and everybody's still gonna be really appreciative of
I
that.
don't know anything else to do.
What would you have done if you weren't a musician?
I don't know. I was 3.5 years old, man. First concert.
That's all you know, huh?
So I can remember some of the lessons. See the baby picture at 4 years old. Concert.
That's all you know.
That's all.
That's all you
That's
know.
what he said.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you for sitting down and talking to me, Bernie. Really, it means the world to me, and I personally appreciate your contributions to music and everything you've done. And I look forward to hearing everything you continue to do.
Dankeschön.
Bernie Worrell, everybody. I believe that's BernieWorrell.com on Facebook, Twitter, on all the social networking sites and everything. Keep going, man. Keep it coming.
As long as he,
Keep it coming.
it comes through me, as long as he sends it, and uses me to,
Well, we'll keep enjoying it. So,
right.
thank you.
That's, to be able to have fun and to enjoy it. When it's not fun, then
Then why? Yeah.
that's why I can't think about. I gotta have fun so I can do it and enjoy it.
Yeah. You seem to be enjoying it, and you seem to love what you're doing still. It's great. Thank you so much, Bernie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
And thanks for helping.
Yeah, with everything. Absolutely. Yeah.
See, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I appreciate what you're doing, and
If I had
it's
my
yeah.
brothers, if I had what was owed or whatever, because people are supposed to be paid. You're supposed to
But
have
I'm the same way as you are. It's not about that. It's more about just being passionate about the
That's my
music.
thing. I
And,
fight for the musician,
right.
artist, painter, sculptor, not just musician.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
but in the arts.
Mhm.
I mean, that's, and now they're taking the arts out of the schools.
I know, isn't that horrible?
It's crazy.
I know.
That's why Europe appreciates better than the States. States is fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. It's very fucked up. I mean, art and culture here is that's the
Norway
first thing
and
they cut out
Denmark,
the budgets.
the artist gets a stipend.
Right.
That's what
Government paid.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know. They want culture. They want music and art.
That's why
That's what makes a
Of
lot
course,
of
a
countries
black
great.
jazz musician was always appreciated more back in the day
Mm-hmm.
than not just, well, I have to say black because that's how I learned. That's why they always went to Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of respect for the music and heritage. And what?
And to get off the color thing, because I don't like that neither.
Mm-hmm.
We're all, everybody rather play in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going over there, Sid. You're going over and doing your.
But I mean, like through the years, and I
see.
see even kids nowadays,
Mhm.
the ones that have been over,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Ray. Thank you so much.